Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's your man Valentine, baby, coming to you from on the grind. Man, you know what time it is, man. It's a outdoor edition style, baby. You know, we had to give it to you like this here because you already know. It's sunny in Van City, baby. Yeah. So, man, let's get to it, man. You know that um, we talking about social justice and racial equality, you know what I mean? And justice for my man Jacob Blake and George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, still trying to get justice, you know. And it's I don't know, people. I look at it this way, and I say to y'all, man, if you see somebody who's getting treated improperly, are you not going to say something? Are you going to be silenced and watch this person get hurt or get taken advantage of? This is what is happening in right now in the United States. You have a bunch of knuckleheads like Trump and his cronies, man, who don't know anything about sports, like his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, don't know nothing about sports. And he come out with, well, you know, they're lucky to have all this money so they can take time off. You know what? If you had any sense of what is going on, you wouldn't have came out and said something so stupid like that. So Jared Kushner, you can shut up. Man, every one of the Trump family people should shut up if you don't know nothing about sports, man. Understand what's going on. Why we in this predicament, you know? And to think about this, yesterday, some 17-year-old kid running down the street with an AK-47. Police is around. They're not doing nothing. And they let him run all the way down the street. And it was the people who were marching was the ones that had to stop him. You see how that goes? If that was a black man running down that street, every police officer would have had their guns drawn on this brother. But no, this white dude was able to run down the street and shooting people. And then, do you think they would take him down? Nope, they handcuffed him, or whatever it was, handcuffed him real nice. Let that be a black man. And let's go back. Jacob Blake walking around his car. To get to his car, my man pulls him out and fires on him 7, 8 times in the back. And this one dude is running down the street with an AK-47 with a gun, shooting people. And the police is standing there watching him run. I don't get it, man. Social justice, man. Racial justice, social justice. How is it going to happen? The NBA and finally the NHL, MLB, the NFL gonna come along, the WNBA, whose women are unbelievable fighting for social justice and racial equality and all the things that's going on. The entire WNBA stood firm, and all of them boycotting today's games and tomorrow's games. I mean, I think they may play on Saturday. But see, that's when a league is together. You know what I mean? And that is truly what has to happen. We all have to come together. The ownership has to come together and stand up for the rights of black people and stand up for the inhumane justice that's been given to black people. Like I said, man, black people are an endangered species, man. And you can go hunting. If you can hunt black people all day, it seemed like. Because, man, I am telling you, It's unbelievable what is going on. And it has to stop. Every single day. I mean, listen, Jacob Blake, I use this analogy because he could have been me. I've been there. I mean, how long or what is it going to take for people to not be silent anymore? I mean, we had George Floyd. We had Breonna Taylor. We had Ahmaud Arbery. Now you have Jacob Blake. And every day, everything's still the same, man. You come up with the same narrative. We've got to explain to our children that this is how you act when you go out or you driving or you get pulled over by the police. Man, I just don't understand. Either you consent or you die. That's what you have to say. Because if you don't consent to the search, they may try to pull you out the car at gunpoint. You know what I mean? You've got to know your rights. Either you consent or you die. It's unbelievable, man. We've got to be explaining to our children, nieces, nephews, sons, and daughters, how to act when you out or when you get pulled over by the police or when they roll up next to you. Make sure your hands are at 10 and 2. Make sure your wallet is somewhere where you can find it, where you don't even got to reach for it. Because if you're trying to reach for something, they may shoot you. Make sure your phone is somewhere where you can turn your phone on to make sure you can record what is going on, so they can't lie about it on their paperwork. And we already know that Canada, you got to step up, because Canada's lagging behind in this, man. We need to get some stuff done in Canada as well, because this is not just an American problem, it's a world problem. But North America right now, we got Canada and the United States. And Canada, you need to step up, because I know this fact that, oh yeah, we may not have racism and systemic racism in Canada. Believe me, it's still here. And police are shooting people up here too. So either you consent or you die. I mean, that's ridiculous. You know, I think I have to remember, make sure I remember. Martin Luther King said, the words of your, I think it's, I'm paraphrasing, the words of your enemy is not what you remember. It's the silence of your friends. So, people, we cannot be silent. We have to come together. We have to come together like all the sporting fashions right now, because change is needed. Because you can't see your brethren be dying right next to you. You feel me? I mean, it doesn't take... Wow. It doesn't take... It man, I can't even go on, because it's an emotional thing, man, because all I've been doing is sitting there trying to check myself, because knowing that I've been through all these things, and I'm glad I'm here today. And my man Jacob Blake is recovering, but paralyzed. So we need to come together like the MLB, the NBA, the WNBA, the NHL, the soccer league. Even Naomi Osaka said she wouldn't play today. So everybody's seeing it, man. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand what's going on or how people are being treated, and they're not being treated fairly. And all we want is equality. And if you're born in America or born in Canada, you should be treated as a Canadian. Not, you shouldn't be called, if you go somewhere, you know, as a black person, they don't call you a black American, or they call you a black American. But if a white person goes somewhere, they call them, they call them American. So why is it, or Canadian? So all we want is to be treated and be called, hey, we want to be Canadians and American. That's it. You don't want to be treated as a black Canadian or a black American. You want to be treated as an American. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Because if you're born in the country, and if you got your papers, you got Canadian citizenship or American citizenship, you're an American. So you deserve the same rights as any white American or white Canadian. Man, it's unbelievable, man. We got to keep talking about this stuff in 2020, that we have to sit there and be talking about how to treat people. We're getting persecuted because of the color of our skin. Unbelievable. Listen, we need to consent or die. You know what I mean? I'm going to leave it at that for y'all, man. And I'm going to come at y'all tomorrow with a little something else. And we'll see how it goes down tomorrow. And like I said, I commend the NBA and the WNBA and the MLB and the MISL and Naomi Osaka and the NHL and everyone who shut it down today because of the movement, the racial equality and racial justice and social reform and social justice that we are all looking for, and we hope that it happens. And you know, we can only pray that in November, people, you need to vote for a new president, vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I'm gonna say it. That's what I'm saying. Get out there and do your thing. You know what I mean? Yo, remember, we going through a pandemic, y'all, and it's still happening. Like I said, racism has no vaccine, and the virus does not discriminate. Only racism, the pandemic of racism does. That's it. So make sure you wear your mask to protect yourself from the virus. And make sure you speak up on racism. So social distance, wash your hands, hand sanitize, do what you got to do. And stay safe, y'all. All the sports leagues, man, I commend y'all, man. I got nothing but love for y'all. Yo, it's your man Valentine, baby. If you think it's your time to shine, you need to get on the grind with your man Valentine.